Hello everyone, welcome to A Foreigner Farming in the Philippines. If you didn't surmise from the title of this video, it's about Jeff Mead. He's gone on and on and on about how he's gonna, all the things that he's done and all the things he's gonna do and all the things that are gonna happen to ruin my life. And one of the things that he rails on the most is about how he's going to sue me. He's going to sue me for slander or cyber libel. It's hard to figure out which, since he has a hard time slinging together a couple coherent sentences. I thought I'd do a video on my opinion on this matter, and I'm going to break it up into I'm going to categorize it, I guess, and just go step by step. Could he, is he, what would happen if he did, just go through step by step. Now, spoiler alert, I don't think he's suing me. He may in his demented mind believe he's suing me, but and he's gone on and on about how much money he has and how much money he spent on his attorney and what a big shot attorney he is and all that. You know what, I've got some fairly extensive prior dealings with attorneys, and something you doctors could maybe occupy yourselves with for a while. I took a case all the way to the Nevada State Supreme Court, so maybe you could find that. So I can say that I have some experience with attorneys, and one thing that I've learned in my dealings with attorneys is that they'll basically tell you anything as long as you pay their retainer. They'll tell you can file and win a case against a jelly donut as long as you put the money up front and keep it coming as long as your checks are good. I'm sure that Jeff's attorney has told him, no problem, sir. We're going to get this filed as fast as we can. Don't you worry about it. You've got a 100% chance of winning. Hate to break the bad news to you, Jeff. There's several reasons why it's not going to happen. First and foremost is that not just from one attorney, but from two. Well, one attorney and one law firm have both assured me that you can't file such a case unless you're here in person in the Philippines. And look, anybody with the prerequisite 4 brain cells, even on your channel, knows that you're not getting on a plane to go anywhere, Jeff. In particular because you're in Australia, and filing a lawsuit I don't think would be grounds to get special permission to leave. And once you got here, by your own admission, it might be a little tough for you to survive the 10 or 14 day quarantine of whichever city you happen to land in. because, like you say, there's a $1,000,000 bounty out on your head, right? So, number one, you're not filing any case, Jeff, unless you're here. You can't do it by proxy through your attorney. Maybe your attorney told you you could. I have no idea. The story you came up with, because people were wondering, I guess, you were talking all this smack about how you were going to sue me, and a month went by, and 2 months went by, and 6 months have gone by, and people are starting to wonder what's up with the lawsuit. And so then you came out with this cockamamie story that your attorney, there was an attempt on your attorney's life, and his car got all shot up, and so he had to go into hiding and couldn't get your case filed. Oh, but wait, he's going to have one of his assistants do it. I mean, just, come on, Jeff. Either you're really deluded, or you're just trying to pull the wool over your subscribers' eyes. Not that that's that hard. I think you need to fess up that it's never going to happen, and it was probably never going to happen. It's just, come on. I mean, face facts. You're going downhill pretty quick, Jeff. Someone who has met you personally and knows you. I'm not going to give their name. You're just going to have to, I'm just going to be in your head for a while you try to figure out who it is. They sent me an email about a week ago with a picture of you 7 months ago from one of your videos, a screenshot, and a screenshot from one about a week ago. And wanted me to make a video on it, kind of showing your decline. I just, I'm not that comfortable in doing something like that. But anybody can tell, Jeff, you ain't got long. And that's why I asked you just to cease and desist and live out your life in a somewhat peaceful manner. But since ceasing and desisting is not in your vocabulary, then this is the way it's going to be. So, while libel and slander laws here in the Philippines are broad in scope, I mean, me saying that you had absconded from the Philippines, maybe that was a poor choice of words. Maybe escaped from the Philippines would have been a better term. But regardless, the criteria for cyber libel in the Philippines is not whether something you say is true or not, but whether or not the intent is to defame or harm the reputation of whoever you're talking about. It could be in your knowledge that someone's a child molester, and you run around telling people, hey, that guy over there is a child molester. If it hurts his feelings, then that despicable person could sue you for libel, because it doesn't matter if it's true or not. That's the law here. It's the intent. It's the motivation behind it. So, my motivation was not to embarrass you. I was just reading an email that you had sent me. Like I say, it can be interpreted. Maybe I should just turn my phone down here. So many messages. First of all, you have to be here in person. And, in my opinion, Jeff, on the outside now, just looking at you, you maybe have 6 months left. And, people, myself, everyone else, everyone can kind of deny things, can kind of be in denial when it comes to us. You can see in other people, and other people can see from the outside looking in and get a little bit different perspective. But when it's us, it's kind of tough. But from the outside looking in, Jeff, you're not well, and you're going to be checking out long before the travel restrictions are going to be lifted, and you'll be able to come to the Philippines. I had, you never know when the restrictions are going to be lifted, and since I knew that you'd have to be here and I'd have to be here for me to file a countersuit, which not only from my attorneys but anyone else would know it'd be a slam dunk. My countersuit's all ready, and that's probably going to be wasted money because you're never showing up, Jeff. Who wants to put a sick old man in jail anyway, and and abuse your wallet? One thing in contention with my attorney was whether or not, because it was bantied about your declining health, and whether or not I'd be able to go after your estate, and a little ambiguous, still kind of up in the air. My attorney's consulting others as we speak. Maybe not as we speak, but it's being checked into. So I'm not unhopeful that the travel bans all over the world are lifted, and you would be able to show up, because I'd get quite a payday, I'm sure, if I could go after your estate. Since you like to brag about your life insurance and how much you're worth and all that. I don't know. You never know. So I don't think it's going to happen, Jeff, because you're never going to come to the Philippines. And if you did, as you've said, while you have a short life expectancy anyway, it'd be much shorter if you were physically present in the Philippines. I don't take notes or make notes when I make a video. It's just all off the cuff. And in editing this video, there's a point right in here that I should have talked about, but just forgot about it. My attorneys, because I asked many and detailed questions whenever I'm with an attorney. I'm paying for it anyway, so why not have the knowledge? And so I asked my attorney, hey, and this was when we were ramping up my suit against you, Jeff. I asked him, what's the time frame on this, from start to finish? How long's all this going to take? And he said, it's hard to say, but he said right now, because of COVID, it would probably take a little bit longer. He said normally it would take 1 to 3 years. Not often it would go through in a year, usually 2 to 3 years. He said, but now, because of COVID, it could be 3 to 5 years. Again, Jeff, not in anyone's wildest imagination is there 5 years of time for you to make all this happen. And I'm not gleeful about that. Even someone like you passing is nothing to dance around the fire about. While you're a despicable human being, in my opinion, you're not the worst that there ever was. There are numerous examples of worse people than you are. So I just thought I'd interject this in here. 3 to 5 years is probably what a case like this would take to come to fruition, and that's not happening either. So I just got to say, give it up, Jeff. Just, tell your deputy dimwit and all your deputized dimwits, especially your deputized dimwits, and for the slower of you out there, that's your followers and subscribers. You guys get all your brain cells in a pile and get out the microscope, and all of you put together wouldn't be as smart as a fist-sized rock. And add to that you're encouraging a sick old man to end his final days wasting his time on something as silly as this. It just boggles the mind for people who are actually sane. So I don't know what else I could say on it. It's not going to happen. It wouldn't go well for you, Jeff, if it did happen. Call your attorney. Call him tonight if you got his home phone number. Call him tomorrow. Call him Monday. I bet he's going to ask you for more money to speed it up, because that's the way attorneys work. It's always about more money. Well, it's COVID, sir. If you really want me to push this through, then I'm going to have to, that's going to be another $3,000 or $4,000. And for what, Jeff? All for naught. Because sooner or later, he's going to tell you, oh, well, you know what? I forgot. You have to be here. And I planned on filing the case next week, so you got to be here next week. Oh, you can't come? Oh, I don't know what to tell you. Jeff, give it up. Go to sleep. Get good and drunk and just pass out. You're probably pretty good at both of those things by now. Just give it a shot and just let this go. You're just, you're just perpetuating making a fool out of yourself each and every day that this goes on. Really, think about it. Thank you, everyone. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe.